What's going on, guys? My name's Colin Higby, and today I'm going to tell you how I gained 25 pounds of muscle as a skinny kid. When I first started out, the biggest problem I had was eating enough food. So number one is having a maintainable diet. And what this means is whenever you first start lifting, you're not really going to be focused on nutrition. You'll probably gain muscle naturally without having to eat much food. But eventually, you're going to come to the spot where you need to eat food now, and you don't know what to eat. So you look online, and it's chicken and rice, beef and rice. For me, it was really hard to eat chicken and rice, beef and rice all the time. So what I did was I found foods that worked for me. I would make tacos. I would make like a ground beef salad with like taco sauce on it. I would make breakfast sandwiches. Granola was a huge part for me that helped me grow so much. Like when I bulked for the first time, granola was clutch. I mean, think about it. Like just a bowl of granola with a little bit of milk is like 720 calories if it's like a hefty bowl of granola. Don't overdo your calories either. So that means like don't overshoot how many calories you need to eat. For most people, it would be like around 2,800 calories. So this means like don't be shooting for 3,500 calories every day because you're not going to be able to eat that much. Your stomach's not going to be able to hold that much food whenever you try to eat it. So whenever you do try to eat it and you're trying to like shovel food down, you're going to like be gagging and all this nasty stuff, and it's such a pain. Another really important part of a maintainable diet is the ease of being able to eat the food. If you have food that tastes really bad or it's super bland, it's going to be really difficult to eat. That's the problem I had with beef and rice. Now, obviously, if you're good at seasoning food, that's not going to be a problem. But at first, I was not good at seasoning food. In fact, I was terrible at cooking. Once you learn to cook a little better and you learn how to make different meals and have variety, it's so much easier to eat a lot of food. Now, the number two thing that worked for gaining muscle was progressive overload. Now, I'm sure you hear this from everyone. You need to do progressive overload. Progressive overload's optimal or whatever. There's a reason everyone is saying it. Progressive overload is probably the most important thing when it comes to lifting. You have to be able to make progress. A lot of people are chasing PRs. They're going for like a 1 rep max. I want you to totally forget about that and listen to this. Go for an 8 to 12 rep range on every exercise. It doesn't matter if it's a lateral raise, a bench press, it does not matter. Go for an 8 to 12 rep range. Go for 8 reps. Go as heavy as you can for 8 reps. And eventually you'll be able to do more reps. So let's say week 1, you get 8 reps of 120 pounds. In week 2, you get 10 reps of 120 pounds. I want you to go up 10 pounds for week 3. So week 3 would be 8 reps of 130 pounds. That's what progressive overload is. And what that does, it gets you stronger, and it helps your muscles to grow more because you're getting stronger. So the fibers tear down and build back up because your body is adapting to the weight change. Number 3 is heavy compound movements. I'm talking your bench press, your leg press, your lat pull down, your bent over row. Anything that's compound, you need to start your workout with these because that's when you have the most energy, and this is when you can have the most load on your muscles. Okay, so the heavier the load you have on your muscles, the easier it'll be to grow. Totally bro science, but trust me, it's worked so well for me. I used to hate doing incline barbell. Now I absolutely love it, and I start my chest days with incline barbell or incline dumbbell because that's how I get the most blood into that muscle, and that's how I've noticed it growing so much. Number 4 is consistency. If you are going to the gym sporadically, 3 times a week on random days, doing random workouts with random exercises, you're not going to see progress. Whenever you start tracking stuff, and this connects back to the progressive overload, whenever you start tracking stuff, you notice progress. So let's say you're going 6 days a week. Let's say you're running push-pull legs. You're doing push day 1, that's chest, triceps, shoulders, back biceps, and rear delts on day 2, and then day 3 you hit legs, and then you do it again. You have set exercises for each of those days, and you're tracking them every single week. You'll notice progress, and because of how progressive overload works, you'll notice your physique starts getting better and better and better, and eventually you realize like you've made so much more progress because you've stuck to a plan. And that's why consistency is so important. Another thing about consistency is having a program you enjoy. If you're not enjoying the workouts you're doing, then it's going to be really hard to stick to them. I remember when I first started out, I was doing workouts, and it was only like a few sets of bench, right? That's all I would do for the day. But I hated it because I just didn't like how it felt. I literally dreaded it for the day. But eventually, I downloaded like an app or something, found a program that worked for me and was designed for me, And eventually, I started seeing progress. And that's why it's so important. Number 5 is sleep. I understand, like, people my age, it's super difficult to get enough sleep. You're staying up all night playing, like, Minecraft or something, or Fortnite. I don't know what you guys do. If you are not getting enough sleep during the night, the next day your training session is going to be totally wrecked. I found my sweet spot for sleep is like 8.5 hours. So I make sure I get to bed by like 11, wake up at 7:30. It's perfect. It works perfect. Training's perfect when I do that. So if you're not getting enough sleep, that could be why your training sessions suck, and it would totally help you gain more muscle. Because the better your training sessions are, the more muscle you're going to get because you're pushing harder, your intensity is greater, get more sleep, and you will notice progress. And finally, number 6 is prioritizing protein at all times. When I first started bulking back in last winter, all I did was worry about calories. 3,000 calories every day. That's all I worried about. And that's great. The problem is I wasn't getting all my protein in. So if I'm getting 3,000 calories in and it's just carbs and fat and like 100 grams of protein every day, it's not going to be enough to get as much muscle and maximize my gains as much as I can. So you need to get your protein in. Eat your lean meats, your protein powder even, protein bars. Like, it does not matter where you're getting your protein from. Just make sure you get it in. At a young age like this, like, don't worry about, oh, it's not a healthy food. Shut up, bro. Just get your protein in, and I promise you will notice growth. And when I first started tracking my protein, it created a noticeable difference. Just to recap everything, make sure you have a maintainable diet. That means the food is easy to eat and it tastes good, and you're not eating too much food either. Number 2 is progressive overload. Make sure you're tracking your weights every week, tracking your reps, and progressing as your journey goes on. Number 3 is those heavy compound movements. Make sure you're pushing heavy weight at the beginning of your workout, and towards the end of your workout, get those lighter, more isolation exercises in. Number 4 is consistency. If you're not doing exercises and workouts you enjoy, it's going to be really hard to stick to a program. So find a program that works for you. Number 5 is sleep. You need to get enough sleep during the night if you want to train well the next day. Finally, number 6 is prioritizing protein. Make sure you get your protein in. Don't just worry about calories. Get your protein in and you will notice significant changes. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment what you would like to see next. Go check out my Instagram and TikTok, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.